My teenage son claimed he was sleeping at friends' houses every weekend, until I got a call from the police station at 4 a.m. "Is this Dexter's mother?" the officer asked. "We need you to come down immediately. Your son's been involved in an incident." My hands shook as I threw on clothes and drove through empty streets. Dexter was supposed to be at Corey's house playing video games, just like every weekend for the past 3 months. Always different friends. Corey, then Brendan, then Felix. Always last-minute plans before disappearing until Sunday evening. At the station, I found my 16-year-old son sitting across from a detective, still wearing the black hoodie he'd left home in. His face was red and swollen with a cut above his left eyebrow. He was found at an underground fight club, Detective Martinez explained, sliding a folder across the table. "Minors betting on illegal matches in a warehouse basement. Your son's been participating for weeks." My stomach dropped. "Participating how?" "Fighting," Dexter said quietly. "For money." The detective showed me photos from their investigation. Dexter taking punches in a makeshift ring surrounded by screaming adults. Blood on his face, cash changing hands between men in expensive watches. In one image, he couldn't have been the youngest fighter there. There was a kid who looked maybe 14, unconscious on the concrete floor. "Why?" I whispered. Dexter looked up, his split lip trembling. "Dad's medical bills. I heard you crying about the foreclosure notice. I heard you on the phone with the bank. I thought I could help. My husband had been battling pancreatic cancer for 8 months. Our savings were gone. I'd been working double shifts at the diner plus weekend catering, but it wasn't enough. The insurance company kept denying claims, calling treatments experimental. Somehow, my teenage son had decided fighting strangers for cash was the solution to our family's financial nightmare. "Where did you find this place?" I asked, studying the photos of grown men cheering while children bled. "Rodrigo from school. His older brother Mateo runs bets downtown. They said I had natural fighting instincts, that I could make serious money if I kept my mouth shut." Detective Martinez interrupted. "The organization is under federal investigation. We're more concerned about the adults who organized and profited from this than the kids who were exploited." On the drive home, Dexter stared out the window at the dawn breaking. "I won most of my fights," he said. "Made $2,400 over 6 weeks. Only lost twice." "You could have been killed," I said. "Dad's going to die if we lose the house." I pulled over and really looked at my son, truly looked at him for the first time in months. The bruises I'd attributed to teenage clumsiness. The way he'd wince when hugging his father. How he'd started doing his own laundry, probably washing blood from his clothes. "We'll figure out the money," I said firmly, "but you're never doing this again." 3 weeks later, while changing his sheets, I found the envelope under his mattress. $2,400 in crumpled bills, some stained with dried blood. He'd hidden every dollar he'd earned getting beaten up by grown men who should have protected him. I called my husband's oncologist and arranged a payment plan, then contacted our church about emergency assistance. I sat Dexter down and showed him the new budget I'd created. We'd sell my car, I'd take a third job cleaning offices at night, but we'd manage without violence. 6 months later, my husband entered remission. Dexter joined the school's legitimate wrestling team, where his underground fighting experience actually helped him excel. He never threw another illegal punch. The fight club was shut down permanently. Mateo was sentenced to 3 years for endangering minors. Last week, Dexter won his first state championship. As I watched him accept his medal, tears streaming down my face, I thought about how differently things could have ended if I hadn't gotten that 4 a.m. call. Sometimes the worst phone calls save your family.